This is a Hot Pie Original.
Okay, look, I can't say, I would love to say we're done with this, but it feels like we need to be done with this. We're sick of COVID and COVID issues, sick of talking about it, sick of debating it. Go to the pool with the kids, and that's all we talk about as parents, how confused we are. We're sick of the confusion. We can't make the medical part of COVID go away. There's issues with COVID we can't completely fix, but one thing we can do now, and I'll push it and push it hard. We need to demand clarity and local control all at once. The confusion needs to just stop. It just needs to stop. And now the opportunity has presented itself. It just needs to stop. The confusion needs to stop. Not the controversy, but the confusion just needs to stop. Stop with the confusing nonsense. We shouldn't care. We don't and shouldn't whether this helps or hurts Greg Abbott's election hopes. We don't and shouldn't care about anyone in office and what our debate does to them. We don't care. You just need some clarity. The gray areas about vax mandates just need clarity. That's it. That's all that needs to happen right now. Doesn't make it go away. It just needs to be clear. The door is now open to do so. Whether you agree or not, and you're certainly entitled to not agreeing, you're certainly entitled to be anti-vax all you want. That doesn't matter either. All that should happen today, I doubt that it will, is somebody step forward and say, okay, here's the plan. Here's the way it's going to work. Deal with it. Just deal with it. There. The FDA has fully approved the Pfizer vaccine. We can assume, I don't know this for certain, but it seems like a safe assumption, the other two are not far behind. This matters. This is my point. This matters because the governor's executive order on COVID said this, and I'm reading from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram site, which did a very nice job on this. Governor Greg Abbott's latest executive order on COVID makes clear that any ban on a vaccine requirement applies to shots administered under an emergency use authorization. Administered under an emergency use authorization. The condition no longer applies to the vaccine. That clause, which is repeated according to the Star-Telegram, which is repeated throughout his executive order, that is no longer in play. It doesn't matter what you believe politically. It doesn't matter. The reality of where we are right now, the only thing we can fix right now is the clarity of the mandates going forward. It is now the time to just grab the issue, the vax mandate issue or no vax mandate issue, and take it away from the Capitol, take it out of the hands of the state of Texas and say, because of that clause, this is what we're going to do and we're going forward. Shut your face, Governor. Shut your face, Attorney General. We're moving on. Good or bad, agree or disagree. Here, you citizens of this school district, here are the rules. Here are the rules. Scream and yell, here are the rules. That's where this has to go. It has to go. So if people aren't going to communicate that, if people haven't thought about that, I'll push it and push it right now. Here's what should happen, and it should happen right away. If it hasn't happened already, that's ridiculous. It should be coming out of every superintendent of every school district in this state. It should frankly be coming from practically every employer in this state. And that is today, here are the rules going forward. Quit, don't quit. Like it, don't like it. Whatever, it's up to us. This is now a local and private issue, period. Here's what we're going to do. That should be dictated today. Got it? You move forward, and if you oppose, you oppose. All local government and entities can impose the vax requirement as a condition of employment and service. Done. Just done. But, shut up. There's no but. Or don't do that. No but. You're not in charge anymore, Governor. You're not in charge, Moral Attorney General. None of you at the state are in charge. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank office, fill in the blank school district, fill in the blank municipality. Just fill in the blank, come up with some rules. Just make your rules. Go forward. Start doing it now. Private businesses, you should be free to do the same for employees and customers. That municipalities and school districts can now use this clause that he left open, maybe intentionally. You should now use that clause as your go-ahead. My opinion, maybe some others share this, but I think most people would agree you just need some local and private clarity. Just clarity. Just do it. Just do it. The reason for doing this, one, clarity, just so people know what's going on. And number two, to make this a local and private and individual issue. Period. End of story. Grab the story, grab the executive order, and make your rules. Make them. If you lose customers, whatever. You gain customers, whatever. Get the state out of this now. Now's your opportunity. That message of a vax mandate. Here are the rules, employees. Here are the rules. Or here are not the rules, employees. The message needs to be clear. The message needs to be quick. Here are the rules. Here's how they apply. Big government, big state government, you're out. We don't care about you. We're moving on. Hopefully this all goes away soon. Done. Have a nice day. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
By you, Jeff,
I've never heard
it is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today. Okay. And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here, it's called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet Heat.
I'll even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait, is that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. You know, this is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
Well, guess who's back? Yes. Guess who made an appearance who makes me laugh? I just laugh. I'm going to laugh again. He makes me laugh. Question. Would you buy a vacuum cleaner from Rick Perry? Does his name tag say Rick? Is he at the mall? Is he walking around outside the store, the mall? Is he, is he like the car dealership? He comes, just darting out of that showroom. Here comes Rick to sell you some stuff. What would you buy from Rick Perry? It's come to this, Richard, pointy boots. It's come to this. Guess who's at your door? Remember these times? I don't think it exists anymore. You get shot in the face. Mom, there's a guy at the door. There's a guy out here. It's Rick. He's got some hair. I can see him through the... Mom, there's a guy at the door. Of course, Mom says, oh, crap. Yes, what would you like? And here comes Rick. Richard Pointy Boots Perry, the governor of the state of Texas for 48 years, was... Is that the Capitol? Oh, those of you that sell stuff, all salespeople, this one's for you. Is this good? Is this a good pitch? What do you think? Got the product there. I can talk to you about a lecture that I do about this very thing. And I've watched this now a few times. I've watched Richard's sales pitch. I've watched him move the room. I've watched him with his grabber opening. I've watched him try to close. It takes him a while to close. And I've watched him try to point at the product behind him. So all you salespeople, how's he doing? Because Rick Perry is at the Capitol trying to sell you on some ventilator. No, these are purifiers. Yeah, that's it. He is at the Capitol making a presentation, and he's done his presentation. Richard would like a few minutes of your time. Let me just have a few minutes of your time. He's not trying to sell you siding. He's not trying to sell you tree trimming. He's not trying to sell you high-speed internet bundled together. Nope. He's not trying to sell you a 2018 Camry. Rick Perry would like a few minutes of your time today to talk to you about, and he's got his hands moving everywhere. I mean, this guy's selling it, man. He's not kidding around. He's got commission at stake here. So he is trying to sell you. Ma'am, I have a few minutes of your time. He's selling you on the only science-based air filtration system.
Education process, if you will, whether it was being a House member back in the 80s, the agriculture commissioner, the governor for an extended period of time, and then the Secretary of Energy and working with the national labs. Yeah. And science became the real basis of which I was testing a lot of the things that we were working on, whether it was with Dr. Joie and Ebola, whether it was this issue. And I think what has drawn me to IVP,
there it is, product right behind you. Here.
Who I happen to think is a genius,
yeah,
and an incredibly bright, capable man, with Dr. Peel, with the team that they put together at IVP.
You want me to help you out a little bit right now? I know you're thinking, Jeff, what the hell's going on? Let me tell you what's going on. Rick Perry has two filtration things behind his head, and the hair's bigger than ever. It's bigger than ever. And he's trying to sell these air filtration systems with a name tag that says Rick on it. And I made that up. It's got some khakis, name tag Rick, golf shirt. You got to bundle it together. You bundled?
Your neighbors. On one hand, we have if you don't get a vaccination. And all of those have a role. And I think the point that we're trying to make here that this needs to be a team effort. And one of the real basis for that team, Taylor Williams, is this machine. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's a better case study than Slidell Independent School District. In Galveston Independent School District, to have you two standing up here and saying, we've given this the real test every day in our public schools. And when you have the University of Texas Medical Branch, when you've got the University of Houston and the Superconductivity Institute, Dr. Wren, that you oversee, when you've got the engineering school at Texas A&M, when you have the infectious disease lab in Galveston, Texas, basically a national lab, when you have individuals associated with MIT and Argonne National Labs, that science, from my perspective, is what I will stand with and behind. If someone wants to come in and say, well, we don't think this is the right way to go, I'm going to stand with the test. I'm going to stand with the scientist. You know, I appreciate the politics that's being played out there, but this is about getting our kids back into school, allowing them to have that interaction without a mask on their face so that they can see those reflections. They learn at a very early age those facial contortions and smiles and frowns.
God, did that happen? Did that happen? Did that last part happen? Oh, Richard. Oh, sales 101, man. That sucked. How many Shut up, bud. How many payments? Okay, what's the payment plan? Let's just get out of here. What is it? Don't show me the hose or how to plug it in. Don't do that facial contortion line again on me. How many payments? All right, what is it? Boy, how to break this one down. He's been practicing a lot. He's like those students I have in my class, and I said, well, I go walk into the lecture hall, and they're out there talking to themselves, reading from 3x5 cards, and I always do the same thing. I stop and say, put up the cards. I'm supposed to be your client. Talk to me. Stop reading. It's not a lounge act. You're trying to convince me you're going to sell me something. Put the cards down, kids. I think Rick has had that card. That man has practiced this bit, except that one part when he went facial contortion or whatever that comment was. Get to the point, buddy. How many payments? How does that hose work? Hey, you, how do you plug it in? I don't know. What do you think, salespeople? What do you think? I know you're probably going to say, I know. I don't know that he ever asked for the sale. He didn't close. He didn't show me how to use the product. He just got some green lights shining behind him, and I'm not making this up. I thought part of the presentation was pretty good. I mean, he's sitting here telling me on the science, but then he went that mask thing, and then he's got his arms waving everywhere, and he starts acting like a politician. He kind of ruins the sale, but whatever. I want the door to close. I want the salesperson to get out of my face. Just tell me how many payments. What does it cost, Richard? Jeez. Wow. He's that guy that says, I just need a few minutes of your time. I mean, you just feel it. We've all been there. Some of you do it for a living. Just give me a few minutes. Next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later, and he's taking the hose off to give you a demonstration. He's sucking up some roaches or something. Richard, put on your clean suit and give me a demonstration. Has Rick Perry ever said anything without mentioning Texas A&M? Right? I mean, is it just everything the man has ever said? Because he was an Aggie cheerleader, he mentions Texas A&M, which is fine here. I don't know that this is necessarily harmful. You know what's going on, though, don't you? You've been able to figure this out. You've heard the pitch. This company's hired him, and he's not going door to door yet. He's bypassing door to door because they're going straight to your political heroes. That's where he is. He's not out there in Circle C knocking on doors, carrying that thing around. Although he might be. He's at the Capitol selling to your political heroes, and that's, I believe in textbook would call that a push strategy. You're shoving it out to the marketplace rather than a pull strategy. But that's what he's doing. And he's got these machines behind him with a green light. And they may be good. I don't know. Maybe it's a great idea. I'm just kind of curious, if it was such a great idea, why the hell are we even worried about COVID anyway? What was that when he started talking about your kids and the masks and there's facial contortions? What was that pitch? I almost didn't buy then. I already got my credit card out. Look, stop talking, buddy. You got it. I'm going to buy. Here, swipe my card. Does he have a little thing to swipe it? Richard, where's your name tag? Are you LinkedIn? Wonder if he has a company car. He's got a little white Prius. Door to door. Richard Perry is going to bring one of those things to your neighborhood, and he's going to knock on that door and say, can I have a few minutes of your time? Your kids, their facial contortions, you want to see them again? Bye. Let me take off the hose and show you how this works. I'm going to put my mouth over this, and COVID is no more. Imagine if he teams up with that reverend who blew COVID away. So that is why we all had a Rick Perry sighting, and I think that we probably might have a few more Rick Perry sightings, because he's obviously been hired by this company. Apparently, he's survived the beatdown from Donald Trump. He's been out walking the neighborhood, tanning, fixing the hair. He's ready to go again. Now he's on a politician again. He is selling you some stuff. He's at the Capitol doing it. I don't know if we'll buy. I don't know that you, the consumer, matters much right now. I think if he can just get a big deal and a big commission check, Richard is going to be perfectly content. How about his pitch, though?
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.